Hello, I'm Robert Walker, recent Vice President of Technology for Arizona Western College. This video will be brief, covering the following 3 points in under 7 minutes. First, taxpayer information for the board budget meeting next week. Second, how we can bring transparency and accountability to AWC. And finally, how we can address the leadership vacuum at the college. Last Wednesday and again today, the Yuma Sun included a public notice from the District Governing Board concerning the proposed budget for next fiscal year, beginning July 1st. Next Wednesday, June 16th, the District Governing Board will host a public meeting at 10 a.m. in the Francis Morris Boardroom on campus to review the proposed budget. All are welcome to attend. The budget includes the additional $35 million revenue bond that had been approved by the board. As I've mentioned previously, the board approved this debt without requiring that the college complete 2 critical prerequisites. First, with 35 buildings on campus, a professional space utilization study should be completed so that we know what a modern campus should need. Second, a comprehensive facilities master plan, not just a wish list, is desperately needed. For example, only 1 dorm will be replaced this time around, though the other 2 are musty and crumbling like the first. Facilities capital planning should be incorporated into every annual budget. On a campus this size, there should be a building replaced or renovated each year following a carefully prioritized plan. As AWC's annual budget tops the $100 million mark, jumping 30% this year even without the $35 million revenue bond, it is time to develop that plan and build it into the budget. Our property taxes are now covering $40 million per year, and we have every right to attend Wednesday's meeting and ask the board why they give Daniel Core a pass each time he fails to properly plan and manage. We should ask them to provide copies of both the space utilization plan and the facilities master plan, and have them begin to require these efforts prior to further indebting the taxpayers of both Yuma and La Paz counties. So what can we do? First, we must get involved. We need to insist upon answers to our many questions. I'll discuss an unhealthy campus culture later, but with budget week ahead, let's get comfortable holding our public servants accountable. We've spent $435 million during Dr. Core's first 5 years. Are we better off? Let's take a look at the first 4 years of federal IPEDS numbers prior to COVID's impact last year. Enrollment has dropped about 10% since 2016. Associate's degrees climbed a bit and then dropped below 2016. Certificates have steadily declined since 2016, and full-time retention dropped by 6% since 2016. We have 20 less faculty than before, and have increased staff positions by 100. We have once again become top-heavy. These numbers are not shared with the board. Instead, everything is spun with claims like, we have tripled the number of graduates completing baccalaureate degrees than other Arizona community colleges. Well, prove that if you can. Excluding the $35 million revenue bond, the budget increased by 30% for next year. That's a total of 65% since Dr. Core took charge 5 years ago. A normal increase over that time should have been between 20 and 25% for the same number of students. Surely that additional $40 million isn't needed from the taxpayers at all, or it could be directed to facilities improvements without burdening the taxpayers with another $35 million revenue bond on top of that. Please demand proper planning and accountability for those plans and expenditures. Too much of this is hidden from view. We need to form a district governing board with involved taxpayers who are unafraid to challenge Dr. Core and the cabinet. That is why we have initiated a recall for the 3 Yuma board seats. And yes, I do hope to serve you all in that capacity soon. So what are we doing? Beginning today, Wednesday, June 8th, and continuing until we've gathered all of the signatures needed to proceed with the vote, we will have a signature gathering station just off of South Pacific Avenue in Yuma, in front of Walmart from noon to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. Please look for these signs and banners and bring all registered voters you can to sign the petition for their district. We also have more than a dozen people canvassing neighborhoods in Yuma collecting signatures, and welcome you to join us in gathering the signatures of your family, friends, neighbors, and coworkers if you can. Please tell others about this, forward this video to many, and I look forward to meeting you there. Let's briefly discuss the leadership vacuum on campus. Though a handful of loyalists are enjoying temporary favor, more than 700 faculty and staff on campus are enduring their work environment. With the absence of real leadership, many have called and written, and most of those are afraid to speak out for fear of losing their jobs. Speak to those you know on campus and encourage them to hold on while we work to rectify this. I'll briefly discuss why I believe this is happening, but I want to focus on what AWC is capable of becoming. First, I've been asked if Daniel Corr's credentials are legitimate, and I believe they are. He began his Doctor of Education degree at Argosy University a year after they opened, and completed it within 3 years. As a new for-profit company, Argosy's curriculum might not have been as stringent as what you might find elsewhere, and Argosy was plagued with lawsuits and shut down less than 18 years after it opened, but his program was accredited and the degree was conferred. Educational credentials aside, this is Daniel's first experience as a college president. Taxpayers have paid tens of thousands of dollars for professional coaching for Daniel and most of the vice presidents to try and equip them for their responsibilities. Hundreds have paid in many other ways for these deficits, and in my opinion, the anticipated improvements have not been realized. One of the most important qualities that should come from the top and forms an organization's culture is integrity. Maintaining integrity requires truth and honesty. Once a president begins breaking his word, he cannot unring that bell. There have been too many broken promises, too many spun stories, and the faculty and staff know who they can and cannot trust. I had hoped that Dr. Corr could turn this around in April, but I don't see a way for him to rectify this now. So here's what is possible. Arizona Western College can develop a culture of care under true leadership, and can become one of the most sought-after employers around. Many staff, faculty, and students have yet to experience such a culture. Though it would be a 180-degree turn, it is possible. The original golden rule must return to us holding the best interests of one another as we serve together. We can have a clear vision of the future and be able to describe what AWC will be like in 2025 and beyond. None of this is impossible. Let's demand true leadership. Let's begin with an active and responsible board. Please forward this quick video to 10 people and drop by to sign our petitions. With your help, we can push for change and begin to see our tax dollars targeting notable improvements. Thank you, and I hope to meet each of you soon.